Here we
So,
go.
I've made a lot of videos on VR chat, two to be exact. One going through the deep crevice that is VR chat and its many problems, like kids invading the lobbies and experiencing trauma on the same level as watching Uncle Ben being shot 5 times over and then getting gritted on, or parental negligence like most kids nowadays are experiencing. And in my second video we went over the predators
iPads. The iPads are the problem, trust me.
of VR chat, which was not even interesting. It was a horror story with how rampant it is on VR chat and the fact the devs have put nothing in place to protect the children that play this game and don't even ban these people that have been confirmed to be predators and target children.
It's so
And even
creepy.
if they do, they'll just make another account because they won't get IP or hardware banned. And it's to the point where you can frequently experience it in most lobbies. It's about as common as finding a hacker in CSGO, or a gambling addict.
Weiß. We need Weiß slots in Factory New.
But the people I talked to on that video were just genuinely terrible people, and I know one of which is still active on the platform. But what else can I say about VR chat? Well, recently I came across a video on YouTube that edged my prostate like a full-gloved fist collar.
Okay. I remember I went on VR chat, this was like 2, maybe 3 years ago. I ran into one of my homies, like we don't live in the same city or anything. He lives literally on the other side of the country. He was dressed up as a big, tall, fat animated girl with huge titties. But that wasn't the point of my story. I just wanted to point that out. I came across a couple who were just cuddling in VR chat. And I'm just like, are y'all doing that in real life? And when they're like, yeah, I'm like, so why are you on here doing it then? Why do you want to cuddle in VR chat? What's wrong with you?
Colonizing my crevice, with interest of course, because as said previously, I'm a
2 minutes, huh?
vet in VR chat.
Oh no.
I've earned my 4 Tor medals, and I'm proud of them because I essentially overcame my addiction and developed 2 more. Gambling and making these videos for you little goobers. So essentially I have more than enough credentials to talk about the topic, even though I know some of you mentally diseased and crippled are going to comment they have more hours than me, and in comparison I'm a novice compared to them, which is essentially like bragging you have stage 3 terminal gonorrhea. But how many VR chat hours do you have? But anyway, the video that piqued my interest was about VR chat dating. And there is actually a lot to VR chat dating, and it has changed exponentially since I stopped playing the game.
What?
And the rabbit hole goes deeper than the Mariana Trench.
What?
And there is actually a lot to VR chat dating, and it has changed exponentially since I stopped.
We gotta bring back bullying. What the fuck is this? I'm never buying my kid's never getting a VR headset.
Playing the game, and the rabbit hole goes deeper than the Mariana Trench now. But anyway, quickly, if you don't know what VR chat is, I'm gonna guess there is not a solid block of parmesan that has hardened to the level of granite under that meat sleeve of yours, or you're a rec room player.
What was that picture? Jesus.
VR chat is a virtual platform where you can interact with other people through the power of VR, with additional features to improve your immersion being face tracking, full body tracking,
And it's cool, actually, in
unfortunately,
many ways.
ERP, which is essentially just pixel smashing or explicit activities on the VR chat platform. Also a big problem because of how frequent it is,
Your little pussy belongs to me.
and the fact that people are actually monetizing it now.
I'm an escort, so I kind of do this for pay for people. It's $25 for an entire hour.
Yes, you can pay for a crumb of genitalia on VR chat now. Oh, how we've
That is the most insane thing I have ever heard in my life. Brian, I was just talking about how you were dressed up as that one tall, big titted anime girl that one time. What?
Strayed from the path of God. It also gets worse when there's actually avatars that can interact with each other now through a feature called DPS. No, not damage per second, idiot. Dynamic penetration system. And there is also equipment now that will suction cup to your genitals. And if somebody touches your avatar or touches that area of your body, it will respond. And there is also a new thing called Pie Shot.
We've advanced this far? Technology is this far ahead already? What? We are this far ahead already? What? I didn't know, bro. I thought it was just people getting freaky online. I didn't know they made orifices that can physically do some crazy thing. Bro, holy shit. Okay. All right, let's keep going.
Which is a collar you can wear and people can electrocute you. Like, I know it's a kink and everything, and you do you, but just commit a few murders, and I think in most American states, they'll do that for free. But it's safe to say that VR chat has evolved into a more NSFW setting from its initial concept and release in 2014. And the VR chat devs are aware of this, with many VR chat worlds having age warnings and terms and conditions, along with a filter that when enabled in the settings, disables anything labeled as NSFW.
I just why does everything have to be freaky? Why? You can't be just normal and get on the damn fun, silly VR game. Remember when it was just about Ugandan knuckles? Why everything gotta be freaky? Like, what the fuck? Can we just be normal? Is that okay? There's nothing wrong with being normal. And these will be the same people that argue with you on Twitter about how life sucks, mind you. Then they go on VR chat and do crazy shit like this. And I know this ain't all of VR chat. I played VR chat before. It's a fun place. But this kind of shit is sad. This is insane.
But if your face isn't grimacing from the things I've just listed, and your appetite is still well intact, the worst things that happen in VR chat I can't mention in this video. But anyway, with what VR chat is, and the degenerate activities that are carrying out the way, wouldn't you be happy to know that most of it applies to the VR chat dating scene? And with my bachelor's degree in VR chat and loneliness, we're going to talk about the VR chat dating scene and how bad it truly is. So load up that 44 caliber Magnum, kiss your family members goodbye for the last time, because in your current state, if you have any hope for humanity left in you, it's about to get diminished. So first, how does VR chat dating work?
It's actually crazy how easy it is just to interact with people in real life, no matter how hard people make it out to be. You go outside, you talk to the guy at your convenience store that you're buying a pack of Skittles from, ask how your day was, and you've already done the absolute bare minimum to be a social person. Like, I'm not saying that it's easy for everybody, that social anxiety exists for a reason. But this isn't the solution to your All right, how it works.
Well, it's very straightforward and has been made simpler over time. And no, this is not a tips and tricks video on how to build a Minecraft house. I know you're lonely, but hopefully not this lonely. It usually begins by going into public lobbies.
It is
meeting
COVID's
somebody,
fault.
Finding out you have a lot in common and actually getting along. I know people with social anxiety are probably struggling with the first step here, but after getting along for a bit, you probably log on daily to meet each other. Maybe go on virtual dates, maybe sit in front of mirrors, cuddling each other like the rest of the narcissists in that game. Prying any VR chat user from a mirror, it's like prying a crackhead from a crack pipe.
That's so true. the number of people I used to see just sit in front of a mirror and stand at each other, and then they would act like literal assholes if you asked them what they were doing. Like, why are you just sitting here staring at yourself? They would freak out, actually. People are psychopaths. This is insane.
And maybe you even have matching avatars. Look at you, aren't you so cute? And then maybe after all of this, you decide to take it to the next level. The big step, the final base, if you will. You've transitioned from thigh highs to big boy pants now. And that is adding them on Discord.
Oh,
They'll finally
yeah.
send you a picture of themselves and ask for one in return. You look in the mirror, the camera flashes, and you send the picture. She starts typing, and then you realize something. She's just deleted her picture. Well, buddy, you've just been blocked. She was so repulsed by the way you look, your personality could not carry that relationship. As a result, subsequently, she had to block you. Or maybe it's the other way around and you learned they looked like Larry from SpongeBob, or something straight out the chum bucket. But either way, that is basically dating in VR chat. And if you thought all the e-couples were confined to Valorant, then you're wrong, because it's most lobbies you will find people like this. Either people expressing their love for one another, or people looking for somebody. I mean, come on, there is a reason why most people in most lobbies have their current relationship status in their bio, along with their
Taken
current
by
mental
Felix.
status, an easily lied about age, and the members of their fake family, because mummy and daddy didn't want to repeat the same mistake, and quite possibly the name of their partner. This is the average VR chat user now, apart from the people that only get on to get high and drink themselves to death. I didn't
Those are the fun people, actually.
experiment and prove this to be true. Alright, testing out. I hear people buy the mirror. This is going to be easy. This is going to be GG's easy. Done. GG's. VR chat and e-dating have become synonymous with each other. Why do you think these so-called tools that VR chat users use for long-distance relationships either sponsor or target VR chat users? Because that aspect alone has become a part of VR chat's personality now.
I'm just having such a hard time grasping this whole thing. I mean, internet dating isn't anything new, but the whole concept behind this entire thing is just it's just insane. I'm having a hard time even just grasping that this is a genuine reality for quite a large number of people. And everybody can do whatever they want. That doesn't mean I'm not allowed to think it is absolutely insane and or kind of sad in many ways. You never know who you're talking to. That's another thing too. You don't know what they look like, if they're what you're into. Like, oh man, I don't know.
Now, and that's why most people, when they hear you play VR chat, think you're a filthy little e-dater. But most of those things existed when I was still playing VR chat. It's actually been a thing for quite some time, and a majority of people are used to the usual antics, and are desensitized at this point to most of the occurrence of these things. But imagine my horror when I learned that it's been made easier now, and they've actually revolutionized it to a point where I didn't even think was possible, with 2 new methods that don't even require you to use VR chat, and a feature added by the VR chat team which has been used for dating.
They added VR chat Tinder.
The newer method is an app. Yes, there is a VR chat dating app. In fact, there are multiple. 2 main ones are Never Met and Fletchwell, which
I'm about to hold on. Time out. I'm about to look this up right now. All right, we got Never Met. Oh my god, it's real. Never met another human?
advertised in VR chat worlds, and the experience on the app is very akin to Tinder, where you can swipe right if you're interested in somebody and left if you're not.
If you see this, are you turned on? That's the part that confuses me. Oh wow. This guy has a great avatar. this chick, her avatar has a fat ass and a tail. Oh my god, I'm gonna click on it. Okay, that last one's a little more justifiable, but you get the point. What? I think people are just in love with the images that they're seeing. The escape from reality. You know, they're not actually looking at real people. These aren't real people to them. These are people in a different universe and a different kind of world, and they're obsessed with it. This is a whole different reality for them. You know what I mean? Which I get. If you really don't consider yourself just your regular human, and you think this is generally your actual world, I get it in that way. But what the hell, man? The Tinder part is what's really insane to me. You're scrolling through VR chat Tinder. Are you supposed to just be like, what kind of reaction are you supposed to have when you find somebody attractive on here? I'm a guy who builds computers, plays Yu-Gi-Oh, builds Gundam model kits. By the way, I have 15 Gundam model kits completely unbuilt over here that I need to work on. And I have a total of like 25 that I built. But this, I don't really understand it.
Right if you're interested in somebody and left if you're not. Another map has the added feature of not allowing you to upload an actual picture of yourself. It has to
You have a partner, they don't. I hate the word partner. Not towards you. I don't like the word partner. I feel like it's just so disingenuous. I have a wife. I have a loving wife. But yeah, no. I mean, but I was still I don't know, man. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. That's fine. That's really fine. That's what makes the world so special. I think it's just a different era. I grew up in an era. I went to high school from. No. I'd rather you assume. I don't like the word partner. I don't know. It just doesn't feel as personal as I would like it to be. But for myself, I don't. You know, for other people, I don't care. That's whatever. But I grew up in an era when social media was just on the rise. I was there during the days of MySpace, and by the time I got to high school in 2010 to 2014, Twitter was relatively new. We have Vine and everything. We didn't have anything like this. These really insane like escape worlds and whatever. And I'm not judging. I am judging. I'm 100% judging. I'm not even gonna lie. But other people can still, at the end of the day, do what they want. I might just sound like a boomer right now. Maybe I just don't understand the world of the VR meta doing whatever. I don't know, man. More power to him, but I think this is just crazy in many ways. I don't know, man. I just think it'd be easier just to go outside, and it ain't easy for everybody. Everybody's different. Everybody's got different levels of anxiety, whatever, but I'm just having an extremely hard time just I can't believe this is genuinely a thing. VR Tinder? What the hell?
to be a VR chat picture of your avatar, as the main driving point is going off personality first instead of appearance.
Wait. Want to be the VR companion or lover on the #1 VR dating app from the metaverse? Want a much needed break for the suffocating limitations of first looks dating? Of looks first date? Okay. Let's just talk about that really quick, all right? Looks first dating. It is, in my opinion, very important. You are attracted to the motherfucker you are dating. I don't think looks are the #1 thing. I think the personality at the end of the day triumphs over everything. But you have to be some form of attracted to the person you're with. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't want to be a person because you think they look like absolute shit, I mean, you kind of sound like an asshole, but you're a reasonable asshole. I get it. You got to be attracted to somebody in some kind of way. But I think the problem is too many people take looks first too hard, you know? Personality has to be the most important part of the relationships, dude. I think there's a balance of everything. Personality, financial status. I don't think like you should only date somebody if they're rich, but you got to make sure whoever you're with, you know, you guys can kind of work together financially so you can figure out life, because that just makes life easier. It always will, no matter what. And then you got to be attracted to them. There's 3 pillars to this shit, man. But I think a lot of people who really do this have probably been like some form of rejected in real life. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just truth. I've been rejected before plenty of times. But I don't know, man. I just feel like a lot of this stuff is really for people that have generally been, probably don't really have real confidence in their actual appearance. Some people probably do, but I just feel like this is, I don't know. I don't know. This is interesting. It's interesting to learn. I'm not gonna lie. It's really interesting.
But I think a 60-year-old dude in a femboy avatar pretty much reveals your personality. On the app, there is a way to verify your age, but all it does is simply verify your account. It doesn't prevent you from using the app in general. So like Tinder, it has that flaw of potentially people lying about their age. So if you're going to use the app, be careful. But the pipeline probably goes like you match with somebody, you say your greetings, you get to know each other, then you either add each other on Discord or you start playing VR chat together, and then things progress from there. But the fact there is an app for dating in VR chat is just foreign to me. Like,
What? So when you link up in VR chat, do you have to like literally look at yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, I like my fit, or can I show up as Master Chief to smash this chick in VR chat? Is that an option? Or do I have to literally put on my best avatar drip imaginable? Like, do I get the choice? And I'm like 50% trolling when I'm asking this question, but I'm being so dead ass. Like, do you have to put on your like most immaculate drip to meet a random girl that you met on VR chat Tinder? Or like, I know they're like, it's more personality related, but if my personality is, I really fucking love hamburgers, can I show up as a hamburger? Or do I have to show up as a 6'5" ripped anime dude with cat ears? Real questions that need real answers.
got a VR chat dating app before GTA 6 and before Valorant did it. But then again, they have Swift Play for that. But it just feels like it shouldn't exist. And at the same time makes sense it exists. It's weird to be at this stage of the internet. But
Dude. I really cannot take this serious. Like what I'm looking at right now, I cannot take this serious, bro. Okay, let's keep going. There's a joke I was gonna make, but I don't remember what it was.
Good for you.
Valorant dating. The Valorant dating scene is insane. Valorant got some freaky ass motherfuckers in it, man. Guys, the girls, the shit I've seen on Twitter between people, from being really freaky to actual sociopaths that like just say really evil things about one another. Valorant's a wild card, man. They used to say Counter-Strike was bad. No. Counter-Strike's fine. You'll just encounter a bunch of racist Russians. But with Valorant, you get on, everybody's a freak and they're racist. There's no in between. Counter-Strike, you get on, you expect a racist Russian dude, you're kind of like, whatever, you know. Here, you get one or the other, or sometimes both. They're either racist, a freak, or a freaking racist.
Valorant did it, but then again, they have Swift Play for that. But it just feels like it shouldn't exist. And at the same time makes sense it exists.
Yeah, it makes sense that it exists.
Stage of the internet. But if you end up finding someone nice on that, good for you. I hope the mental trauma in the long run is worth it.
Oh boy, Discord is the really questionable part.
But either way is through Discord servers. As I mentioned in my previous video, there are club Discord servers for VR chat, for organizing events in the virtual world, and meeting other people. Some of the more popular Discord servers and clubs are Club Mika, Club Poseidon, and Club Orion. And quite often on these Discord servers, there is either a bio section or a dating section where you can talk about yourself and hope somebody sends you a Discord message. And in some of these Discords, there is a one-night stand section where you can post a temporary bio and meet that person that night and knock the ones and zeros out of their binary until personal clarity gets you and you realize what you've just done. But as I've said previously, I've made a hobby of occasionally looking at these bios because in general, most of them are normal. Just people genuinely looking for a connection with somebody, and there is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with looking for friends or a potential partner, and VR chat in general was made to make connections with other people. It is a social game, but occasionally...
And that's one of the best things about VR chat is interacting with the people on there. That's what makes it fun, the silliness of it, but the ability to talk with people in a silly world. Like, I think Bros watching vids on live? Yeah. Well, why not? Right? Let's go, Royal. I like the concept of VR chat is amazing. I love VR chat for that exact reason. Interacting with other people around the world you probably normally wouldn't meet in your day to day, but it just gets weird when we throw the whole freak part into it, and people take it serious. That's where it starts getting weird. The ability to interact with other people, create whatever character you want, and have fun is something that people have always dreamed of being able to do since the age of the internet began. I think that's perfectly fine. It's cool. Not everybody's meant to be a big socialite or be out and about in public spaces and interact with other people. That's fine. But when you start throwing the ERP and the freak shit in here, it just makes it weird, bro.
You get a bio in these discords that genuinely sticks out from the rest. Either because it's really disturbing, or they go into a deep layer of detail about their interests and extracurricular activities. For example, let's look at a normal one compared to one that may be viewed as extreme, causing them to censor important information so you can't track them down. Age 19, gender male, country and time zone France.
Anyway, bros react to a documentary on VR chat. What about the femboys in VR chat? That's what this entire thing is talking about. It's talking about VR chat dating. You met someone there like 3 years ago. Everybody's a trap on there.
Preference women. Availability mostly at night. Looking for ERP partners and friends.
Okay.
Now, that was a really normal one. Like, I'm surprised how safe for work that was. But it only gets worse from here. Age 21. Country/time zone, Europe, France. Oh, fuck. I think I'm allergic to the French. Gender, female. Sexuality, straight. Looking for friends with benefits, friends, pet owners, hard dom.
Hard dom?
And masters ooh-woo. Preference, masculinity, DM policy, open. Kinks, domination, degradation, pet play, and I'm not reading the last one out. Now that is still a semi-normal bio.
Yeah,
And
that can be
probably your
worse.
Average VR chat player. Now for the more extreme ones. People that definitely need that internet access.
Am I a dom or a sub? What kind of question is this? I say I'm a pretty dominant person. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Revoked. And their name blacklisted from most internet service providers. Age, late 30s. Gender, male. Sexuality, straight, but I love to consume cock in VRC though. Looking for woman, new master, relationship, and possibly a wife. And a overly horny bitch that loves to be lewd. Kinks. Public lobby fun. Vor would like to try. Domination loss.
Vor? Bro.
And then a laundry list of kinks that I'm not going to read out. Know that?
When I saw the late 30s part, I'm like, okay, this is a dude that is probably been alone for most of his life, never had a real relationship, and is looking for one, but this is not the place to do it, man.
A laundry list of kinks that I'm not going to read out. Know that bio was something, but it gives you a better idea of the more extreme side of VR chat. And not all players are like that, it's just the small community of degenerates.
VR chat groups. Living in his mom's basement.
The last
I wouldn't
thing
be
used
shocked
for
if he was
dating
rich.
actually implemented by VR chat itself. And this is VR chat groups, and it released recently. It allows you to join small communities and join public or private instances for that group. In addition to this, you can also wear the title of one of the groups above your head. So that everyone around you knows you're a part of that group. Some of my favorite groups are the Gooning Group, the Arizona Tea Gang, the Submersible and Implosive Gang, the Daddy Markiplier Gang, and for any British person that wants a decent sausage roll, the Greg's Gang, but Couplant is obviously better, so f*** you. But there are also a lot of dating groups, a lot for single people, and a lot for just things like ERP, with most of them being a joke, but some of them being completely serious. But as said, some of these groups have events where you can join and meet other single people. So basically, it's on the same lines as a IRL singles event, Also, just an extra note, if you have your VR chat groups public, and you have some degenerate groups in there, people tend to use that first when they're trying to bully you. And judging by the people watching, the person bullying you is going to have adequate ammunition, probably 7.62 hollow point.
Gordon, you lousy motherfucker. Get your dork ass down to the test chamber or else I will shove the sample up your ass.
Now, there's only so much we can do the outside looking in for this topic. Like, we can generally talk about VR chat dating, but not necessarily
is he gonna try it?
experience it ourselves. And
Oh,
no, I'm
here
not
we
going
go.
on a VR chat date just for a video.
Oh.
Fuck you. But we can experience how these relationships start through the methods I described previously to see if VR chat dating really is deplorable or just completely normal. So I did an experiment and set up 4 accounts.
Okay. Didn't VR chat get shut down? Is it even still up? Yeah, it's still up. This is new. This is a new video. This is a brand new video.
2 on the Never Met app, a male and a female, both in their early 20s just looking for someone to play games with and possibly date in VR chat. And I posted 2 bios in the Discord servers, one from a female and one from a femboy. Because, you know, okay, at this point, once again, both in their early 20s, both looking for a relationship, regardless of gender, and some interesting spice to go along with it. I kept these accounts up for 24 hours, and kept to the rule of not replying to them, because that would have just been cruel at that point. And the results were very interesting. It actually surprised me. On the Never Met app, the female got 20 matches in the first day, and just generally wholesome messages asking for people to play games. The male, on the other hand, only 5 matches and no messages whatsoever. Now,
It's just literally how Tinder is. It's a 1-to-1 of Tinder.
now going onto the Discord, it gets more interesting. Because on the Never Met app, we're actually restricted to what we can say, but on these Discord servers, we can basically say whatever we want. And do that I did. And the responses, as I said, were surprising. For the Discord femboy, they received no messages whatsoever. Nobody was interested. Maybe I'm just bad at acting like a femboy. But the female, on the other hand, received 12 message requests from 9 guys, 2 females, and 1 femboy. The youngest being 21 and the oldest being 29, all looking for relationships and 2 proposing just to be friends with benefits. And the messages were actually kind of wholesome. You had 1 guy sending a picture of his cat, 1 just looking for cuddles in VR chat, and 1 looking to watch an anime together. It actually surprised me there was not 1 NSFW message, even with the bait in the bio. They all just wanted to do wholesome things. But you could make the argument that, you know, maybe they're acting like that so you don't think they're a creep. But we never know.
Yeah,
I'm
probably.
not interacting with them any further.
Conclusion.
But in conclusion, VR chat dating really isn't all that bad and probably gets a bad rep. Yes, I've made fun of it throughout this video, but that's
I don't think it's bad, but it's just really uncomfortable in many ways. There's nothing about this. Like, if I saw somebody cuddling a motherfucker in VR chat today, I'd probably just walk past like, all right, whatever. They're doing their thing. Whatever. It's not my business. But I can understand from the outside looking in, this is actually insane and just very uncomfortable probably to witness for a lot of people. It's just freaky. Yeah, it's just freaky. But at the end of the day, if that's what they want to do, it is not my jurisdiction to tell people what to do. I do wish people would socialize more in real life if they're going to do all this, go through all this effort. But a lot of people are afraid. The dating scene in this generation is terrible from what I've heard. People are afraid of rejection. People are afraid of just talking to people. Lots of women are afraid of lots of guys for like the really serious shit that a lot of guys be doing. We know what that stuff is. And then a lot of guys are just scared to talk to women because they're afraid of either probably getting ostracized on the internet, you know, getting made fun of or whatever. Lots of low self-esteem situations and lots of weird creeper situations and so forth. It's a weird area. It's weird. It's really weird. But you know what? I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. At least they're still interacting with people and socializing. I think the problems with a lot of these VR spaces like this is you end up being kind of stuck in a little like echo chamber of basically only interacting with the people you want to interact with, seeing the things you only want to see, saying the things you only want to say. You don't really get to experience like the realness of the real world in a way. But I know VR chat can be the Wild West sometimes too, so maybe you do. I don't know. But yeah, this is interesting.
Just me being me. I think as long as it's between two consenting adults, emphasis on the adults,
Yep.
they're not doing anything explicit in public lobbies where kids are, I think it's
Yep.
fine. We live
Yep.
in an age now where online dating's becoming more and more normal because of social media and online games, where you have people meeting their future husband in Valorant and VR chat. Yes, it has a negative stigma around it. People usually think you're a weirdo if you online date, but compared to like 10 years ago, I think that stigma's getting more and more weaker. Because as I said, it's becoming more and more normal to utilize technology where you can connect to everyone around the world.
I think it's becoming more normal, but I don't think people would look at this as like a norm. People would see like dating apps like Bumble or Tinder or whatever as normal because it's just a typical dating app. You're using it just to find people. But when you throw in the mix of the weird, like not even the weird, but like some of the weird avatars that people make, the ERP stuff, the gear that apparently actually affects your meat, which is kind of cool and insane at the same time. That's when it starts getting like some eyebrows kind of raised at it, you know? And then people are doing this in a game where children can play it. Like, there are limits to it, you know? Thoughts on cheating on your wife with a VR chat femboy? What the hell? What? All right, let's continue on the video. What kind of thought would I even have on that?
VR chat was the first instance where you can interact with those people through the power of virtual reality. And of course, as people interact with each other around the world, relationships are going to happen. And I think eventually it's just going to become normal. And I know I shit on VR chat a lot, but it's one of my most played games. Just down to the fact I've met friends through there. And they've made it worthwhile putting 3,500 hours into
Jesus.
over the span of 8 years, so it's not that bad. But anyway, yep, that's the video. I hope you get pixel cooked in your next relationship. That's CUCKED in case my accent made it so you couldn't understand me. Just like with the YouTube voice recognition, doesn't light up the like and subscribe buttons when I say them. But yeah, bye-bye.
All right, that was a good video. I'm going to leave a link for this in the description. But I do think it is kind of insane that we've come this far where people pleasure themselves through VR chat. I think that is, and I can't stop people from doing it. And my opinion absolutely holds zero weight on any decision anybody would make with this kind of stuff. I think that's insanely kind of freaking weird, though. Like you said, it's between two consenting adults and it better be adults. It's like, whatever. You can't stop people from doing whatever they like that makes them, yeah, I know. Yeah, the corn on VR chat is crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting video. Learned a lot today that I probably didn't really want to learn, but it was still cool. You know, I enjoyed it. Good video.